How are you doing there, my good sir?
Doing great.
Are you Liddy Lit fan?
I've had a few.
Just a few. It's happy hour again at the Banter Bar. I'm Shane.
I'm Toby.
Let's get into it. You already know the deal. 6 drinks, 6 ratings, some questions along the way. So let's start with Young's Double Chocolate Stout. Sounds like a nitro beer. I'm trying to figure out if it is. What's our question?
Our question is, how much of the Bible have you read?
A good starting point, sir.
How much of the Bible have you read?
Let's drink with our pinkies up and discuss at length. Oh my God.
I'm going to pass on that one.
Oh my God.
This is definitely a cartridge beer.
Yes, it is.
Stout, brewed with real chocolate and natural chocolate flavor added. Man.
I feel like my expectations are already too high. Smells like a stout. Doesn't smell like chocolate to me.
No. This one, I mean, it smells like a Guinness. But, hey.
Fucking chapstick all over my lips.
As always.
Yeah,
cheers.
it just always gets all over the glasses, man. I don't know. But yes, cheers.
Huh. It seems creamier than a Guinness.
Mm-hmm.
But Guinness is also a drought, as we've talked about on past episodes.
It's got a super
and this is
unique...
a double chocolate stout.
Yes. This is just
I guess it would be creamier.
Yeah. It's not an Irish anything. It's just double chocolate is what they're going for. Think more like a chocolate bread. I always say bread. I'm sorry, but it works.
Yeah. It's different. I don't know what it is, but...
Just don't look at my face, Toby, and you won't know what I think.
As you've poured another glass, I'm expecting it to be a pretty high rating. I'm going to say 8.
I'm actually agreeing with you.
There's something there that is very different than other drafts, Boddingtons, whatever it might be. There's something there that's different.
Yeah. If you think you've had them all, try this one.
I've never even heard of it.
It's still so closely related to the stout, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing they're counting on the nitro's, milky creaminess.
Okay.
Milky creaminess. To make it feel like double chocolate, and it totally works for me.
Yeah. Some people think that Guinness is a very bitter, almost like a dark chocolate beer. Mm-hmm. But this is... It's not heavy.
No, it still has a bitter sort of profile to it, but nothing close to
But not
Guinness.
overwhelming.
No. This is just... Man, I don't even know. When I first taste it, it does come across like a dessert beer.
Okay.
And one of those that is... I wanted to give it a higher rating just because the first thing that went through my head was, man, this is my death row beer right here.
Okay.
Last meal... Send me out on a fucking nitrogen cartridge double chocolate stout, dude, man. I'm about it. That is really good.
It's not overwhelmingly sweet or bitter.
And if you're wondering why I didn't go higher,
that's different.
It's just because it is different. It doesn't come across too much like a straightforward beer. I couldn't drink it all the time. Couldn't drink, a 6-pack. I'm sure I could, but I'm not going to.
I don't think I can drink the water out of my rinsing water.
No? Does it freak you out? The cup's still... That's what's up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's just nitrogen, though.
So how much of the Bible have you read, Shane?
God, I don't want to answer this question. Too much. I've read too much. When I, first started down that religious path, I went out and bought, I want to say it's King James.
Okay, the King James version is what was around
but
when we were...
it also had the complete Apocrypha, like everything that's been cut, or was cut from back then. So, and of course, me being me, I read all of that shit first.
Okay.
And I remember reading the Gospels. I remember reading Song of Solomon. And at some point, I think most people who've picked up the Bible, you do what's normal. You try to start at the beginning and just read forward. And it's like, I'm reading a phone book.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Literally.
That actually is a very good segue into my experience. Is I started at the beginning. I started the book of the Genesis. And just started with Adam and Eve, the creation, all of that. And I did not get very far.
Yeah.
I never got out of Genesis. And I don't even know that I got 10 pages in. Now, study through the Bible, through whether it was youth group or whatever, I've heard other parts.
Lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just flat out reading, not very far.
If only the people, and it was people who decided to compile the Bible in a specific way, if only AuthorTube was around back then, you guys would have known. You don't hit someone straight away with a fucking phone book. You just don't do it.
Yeah.
Most people aren't going to read your shit. Maybe that's the point. We just want the good quotes. And that's what churches and preachers are for. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Next beer is a personal favorite of
Blanche,
my co-host here.
Landshark.
Am I wrong?
No.
Okay. Hey.
No, it's a good one.
I appreciate this one. Tells me right there that it's twist off.
Back to Shiner.
So what's Landshark?
Landshark is an island lager by, it's Margaritaville.
This is Jimmy Buffett beer.
Jimmy Buffett. Yeah, okay.
Mr. Why don't we get drunk and screw?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here you are, good sir.
I almost said Kenny Chesney.
Man.
But
I could see saying that, even though their music is so far apart, I still get where you're coming from.
But they're both very Islander type people.
Yes.
Our question is, even if it doesn't exist, what's a charity you would gladly donate to?
Okay, so could be pulling it out of thin air, just any sort of... Okay.
You're either donating to an existing or creating your own, basically.
Okay.
So I expect Landshark to be close to a Corona.
Yeah.
The Dos Equis, the things like that, right?
And it's American, it's Jimmy Buffett, so I expect some of the artificial flavor profile. Who knows?
So it's called a lager.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I would rank it up there with a lager. More of what I just said. A Corona, a Dos Equis, a cerveza type beer.
Yeah, but not the popular cervezas right now that are genuinely flavorful. It's not that. It's kind of lemony. Like lemon peel, it's not the sour type lemon. There's just something there on top of a basic American type beer feel. What's the really pop? I like the dark. It's Modelo.
Modelo.
This is what this reminds me of.
Okay.
This is what this reminds me of. Pay me no mind.
It's not bad.
Uh-uh.
It's drinkable. If you're looking for a light beer on a hot day, this is it. I can still give it a 7.
Wow.
If it's the middle of the summer, I could give it a 7.
Okay. I'm going to be nice and give it a 5. I almost want to call it forgettable, but
okay,
I could drink that.
I I was leaning more towards a 6, but I don't know why. I don't know. I'll
In
say
case you
7.
wondered, I could also drink this.
that's a good one.
I'm going to let you take the lead here.
Even if it doesn't exist, what's a charity you would gladly donate to? I'm always scared of charities because you never know how much is going to overhead and profit. I know charities aren't supposed to be profitable, but you hear all the time of only 10% or less goes to the actual helping of certain things. But I think I'd just give to Susan G. Komen.
Cancer?
Yeah.
Your answer is probably loftier than mine.
Okay.
But one of the things that really bugs me personally, because I think what helps people later in life is the kind of childhood that they had. And having had really good Christmases and a few bad Christmases, mostly just great Christmases, right? It really breaks my heart, the thought of, kids out there that are not getting anything, Almost everyone is told that same fucking bullshit story about Santa, who's totally a real person. Whatever. But
for the kids watching a beer show.
Yes. Or the adults who just live under a rock. I don't want to think about a kid having a bad Christmas. So that always strikes me as a good reason to donate.
Right.
Even if your life is hard when you're young, to be able to give you the impression that life can be good from time to time and that there are parts of it worth sticking around for. I think that is extremely important.
Right.
It's not curing cancer.
Well,
but
for along with you, somebody that had a rough childhood, a lot of my Christmases came from Toys for Tots.
Yeah.
So
know firsthand.
So I am in line with that as well. That if we could choose two, it'd be Susan G. Komen and Toys for Tots.
And man, if you've
that's great. If
you've ever looked at what's on those donation slips for a given family, I'm sorry, am I talking too much?
Oh no,
you just want more.
I just need more beer.
If you've ever looked at it, it's not that spoiled middle class kid. They're not asking for iPads and cell phones, and they're asking for clothes and shoes and maybe like a basic doll,
a toy
of some sort. It's nothing major, and it's just it's nothing. Right. Don't eat a meal out that month alone, and you're good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I agree.
George Killian's Irish Red. How long has it been since you've had this beer?
It has been a very, very long time, actually.
It's still apparently really popular, but we didn't see it forever.
Really?
Well, I didn't see it in beer stores anyway.
I haven't had an Irish Red in a long time.
My brain always wants to confuse this with Ziegenbock, but that's an amber.
Okay. So which fabled creature do you think is most likely to exist? Fabled creature most likely to exist.
Most likely.
Man, I like this question. I like that color.
Apparently you got the goods. My pour is headier. So
I poured a little slow.
Oh, okay. It's coming down. It's getting better.
It's got a good amber color, good red. I'm excited.
It does, again, have that sweet metallic scent to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not even going to say it. I was going to say for, you know what? When you say you're not going to say something, don't fucking say it. How about that? Jesus.
I'm just in the mood to drink.
May have just been that it's been so long since I've had it. I could drink a bunch of that.
Yeah.
I could drink a whole bunch of that.
So, the restaurant BJ's has...
Thank you for clarifying. Because if you just said BJ's...
we would go in a whole different direction.
Lord have mercy. The restaurant, BJ's.
Quit.
Too close.
Calm down.
Too close.
Thing about BJ's is their beers are very sweet. This has a good body. This has a good carbonization. It's not very sweet.
The sheer amount of like, that's what she said jokes that just came out of your mouth could have been followed by.
So, this is a 9 right now for me. This is good.
I don't want to go crazy because it's middle of the road. I will say 8. It's a really good beer. The thing is, if you're a beer loving aficionado, it's not in your top 10 sort of thing. So I'm not going to go too far up there.
Okay.
What I do think is this is a good beer for someone who kind of likes beer, but they're used to not great dark beers or anything. Get them this. Have them drink this.
Just try it one time.
Jesus. See, we start off an episode talking about the Bible, and now I can't quit saying Jesus.
Jesus.
Lord have mercy. BJ's.
So,
fabled creature most likely to exist.
which fabled creature do you think is most likely to exist? I really hope it's...
Come on now.
I hope it's Bigfoot.
Okay. Why? You just like the idea?
I just like the idea of Bigfoot.
All right, man.
Just a creature that is so intelligent to keep itself hidden for this amount of time, even though there's so many conspiracy sightings, even though people have come out and said, yeah, I went out there with makeshift footprints and this and that. But a creature that can just, I'll let you see me when I want you to see me type thing. Would be amazing.
The thing I never hear talked about, and it's surprising, did you watch those shows about Bigfoot?
Mm-hmm.
And they're always trying to say, you know, the scientists who study this are wrong for this and this reason.
Okay.
What I never hear anybody bring up is that, and I'm not a Bigfoot person. I'm just not. I like the idea too, right? I like the idea of fabled creatures in general. It's cool. But you never hear them talk about the fact that creatures that are pretty close to man don't exist. And they don't exist because we fucking killed them.
Yeah.
We made them go extinct.
Yeah.
So if it's out there, it's probably genetically imposed to avoid us. That's how it's been able to survive. But you don't hear that talked about. And I would have thought that would be very obvious.
That's why Bigfoot is hiding.
There it is. For me, it's Chupacabra. I don't like or enjoy, whatever. And it's probably a lot of misunderstood bad science that went into studying this, but something seemed to be sucking all the blood from creatures, and plenty of people witnessed it, and I don't think it's whatever the fuck they make it out to be. Like with Bigfoot sightings, a lot of that's probably bears, just walking on 2 feet, or humans in
a
suits.
malnourished bear or something.
Yes, but this is a smaller creature.
Okay.
And it would make sense that a small creature could kind of avoid detection,
Okay.
And maybe they're close to extinction and whatnot, but most likely, I don't think it exists, but most likely that would probably be the one that's got the best evidence for it, in my opinion.
So, before we move on to the next beer, we had some treats tonight that I think we both forgot about.
We did, and we're dead center. So
yes, we are.
Do all of it.
Okay. You want to just put them all out?
No, let's do them one at a time.
Okay.
Surprise! We ain't been drinking nothing, but let's drink.
This is an Italian gin made with Sicily blood oranges, or Sicilian blood oranges, I think would probably be the correct term.
Which, who makes the blood
And-
orange gin on the market that you really like?
The one I really like is called Whitley Neal.
And it's fantastic.
It is. When you pour Whitley Neal, it's still a clear colored gin. This one actually has some color
It's like pink.
to it, but yeah, it's not orange. And I don't understand that.
Oh.
This is I don't even know how to say that. Malfi?
Malfi.
But it's still a beautiful bottle.
It is.
So
It makes me...
Whitley Neal bottles are really beautiful too.
It looks very islandish from a distance.
That is way too much. That is...
Yeah, I had the same... We've been pouring beers. This is the problem.
And
Oh my God.
And it's still corked. Whitley Neal is a corked bottle. And
Liquor lace is so thick, man. It just
Yeah.
sticks. Oh.
Well-
what's the blue liquid liquor stuff? Help me out. It's hypnotic.
Hypnotic.
It's hypnotic
I think
blue.
so. Hypnotic.
That's what this
Yeah.
looks like.
So, blood orange gin.
And to be clear, this is fucking gin. This is
Yeah.
hardcore gin. This is
Yeah.
just...
I'm not drinking all of this. It's smoother than you would expect.
It is, but it's also fruitier than I would expect. It doesn't just taste
Right.
like blood orange.
Right. There's a peachish orange taste to me.
Yep. It's almost like strawberry or cherry or something
Okay.
there. I didn't
It's
pour
good,
that
though.
out because I didn't like it. I poured it out because I didn't want to get
Too wasted.
fucking plastered.
Yeah. There's not a horrible burn going down. It doesn't have the gin taste that most people hate. It's almost just like a vodka with oranges.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which if you've watched past episodes, you know a gin is a vodka aged or brewed with juniper berries, right?
Yeah. It's a lot of other things that go into it most of the time. But the juniper is what comes through. And I'm still getting it. It makes it so much easier to swallow.
Doesn't
Than
taste
a
so much
vodka.
like pine cones.
Yes. Next up is Old Smokies. There's a word in the middle there. Gatlinburg, Tennessee. It's
That's where it's
Tennessee.
brewed?
Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Yeah,
Okay.
Old Smoky. I'm sorry. I haven't been drinking. Salty watermelon whiskey. I totally thought this was moonshine when I saw it earlier tonight.
This one is
so-
just a whiskey. Okay.
All right. Here, I'm going to let you do the honors.
All right.
Salty watermelon.
I hate to go back to the gin. We've moved on, but I think that gin would be a lot better if it was cold.
Yes,
That one's kind of room temperature.
I
It
can
might
agree with
be-
that.
This one's a little bit cold.
Yeah. I'm with you. I really like gin, period. And that blood orange that you mentioned earlier, the kind you normally buy,
Yes, sir.
is exquisite.
Yeah.
It is absolutely exquisite.
That and a ginger ale poured mixed together. It's great.
More of a Scotch person over here than a whiskey person, but
Salty
Oh,
watermelon, right?
man.
Have a watermelon smell? I haven't smelled it yet.
Yeah,
All right.
totally
Ooh.
reminds me of
Deep.
a.
Deep watermelon
Yes.
smell.
Help me out. Jolly Rancher. It's like a Jolly Rancher if it was mixed with a Warhead or something.
That's perfect description. Yes.
That's beautiful.
Ready?
You just made me feel like I'm doing shots. Ready?
Whoo!
All right.
That's... You're going for another round, huh?
I need a little more taste.
I'm done.
My problem with whiskey is a sip of scotch or a sip of gin normally tells me everything I need to know.
Okay.
Whiskey disappears a lot so fast, especially when it's flavored. So,
Were we supposed to rate these? We didn't rate the gin.
damn. Okay, well, I would have said 6,
Okay.
I think, for the gin.
I'm with you. 6 is great.
technically 6 is good.
Wow, yeah.
This
6
one,
is right on where it should be.
this isn't salty, by the way. I don't get salt.
No, not at all.
I get a little bit of whiskey, and mostly it's like watermelon Jolly Rancher water.
Yeah.
And I'm going to call it a 7.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I like the gin better. I'm going to call this a 5.
You have any idea how fucked up I would get? If you handed me a bottle of that,
A 5th?
you can barely tell that's whiskey.
Yeah.
And it's only after it's sat for a minute without you drinking anything
Old
else.
Smokies. So this is Blackberry, still Old Smoky, but this is Blackberry Moonshine.
How do you feel about moonshine? Because I'm going to be honest, you buy a lot of moonshine stuff.
I do. I do. I don't feel like the moonshine that we are buying is the real White Lightning moonshine.
Yeah.
I think it's a lesser version than what moonshine is expected to be.
If you disappeared for 10, 15 years and I found out you were in the mountains somewhere with a still,
You'd be waiting on your moonshine delivery.
I wouldn't be
wouldn't
surprised, at least. Fuck yeah, I'd be waiting on my moonshine.
So, I feel this is if you said moonshine was equal to Everclear, I would say this is probably equal to an in-between of vodka and Everclear.
Totally, because it's 40 proof. It's only 20%.
Okay.
So it's definitely not the White Lightning that we're used to. It's just rated a little bit higher than a liqueur, isn't it?
I don't know.
But the flavor profile is what matters.
Okay.
You're going to get grain alcohol off the top, like Everclear.
Blackberry.
Smell more like prunes.
Oh, no.
I'm not lying. Maybe it's just me. The blackberry's there. I gotta taste it.
Ooh. The blackberry flavor is there. And it's abundant.
You have to get through like this raisin upfront flavor. The blackberry's more after. I appreciate it. I won't forget that. I don't hate it. I'm gonna say 5.
Yeah. It's not the better one of the 3 we just had. I'm gonna go down. It's a 4.
Okay.
There's just something there that's not good.
You're not loving it?
Yeah.
Some car outside is basing like a motherfucker right now. So, moving on to what I'm sure is going to be your favorite beer of the night. It's New Belgium's. Totally, man.
Okay.
It's called Dominga. It's a Mimosa sour.
Oh, wow. Mimosa. Okay.
Champagnon sour. Give me the bubblies with the sour, please. I want some salt.
So as we're moving on, the question is, how many sex toys do you own? Oh, my.
Favorite beer of the night? Favorite question of the night? Oh, loving this night.
Whew. How many sex toys do you own? Okay, a sour.
So what do you get right off the top?
It smells salty.
Okay.
That's what I get
works
off
too.
the top. But go ahead.
There's something else there. It smells salty and like something I don't want to drink.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've never heard of Dominga either, but it's a New Belgium. Okay, I've heard of New Belgium.
They just got to put a name on it.
Yeah.
They can't just say, we're New Belgium. Here's our Mimosa sour.
All right, here we go.
It does have like a Mexican fruit note on the top. It's not just salt. And it may be because some of those fruits are salty. I don't know.
Right. Have you tried it yet? Because
Nope.
I did.
No.
So, very salty smell, not a salty taste.
No. Tastes a lot better than it smells.
It does.
In my opinion. On a 5 scale for sour, it's a 1, maybe a 2, maybe, but it's not salty.
This one is difficult. There's a lot going on there.
There is. It's complex. It's unique.
Yes.
The beer base is pretty decent.
You can still tell that it's a beer, not a mimosa.
Sour ale with calamansi fruit.
I don't know what a calamansi fruit is.
I don't either.
We're gonna find out after
We're
this
tasting
show.
it apparently. I want to love it because it's sour, but it does have that champagne vibe, and not just champagne because a mimosa is
orange juice and champagne.
and that may be what I'm coming back to. OJ and champagne.
Okay.
You know, he was found not guilty. He drank some champagne. I'm sour about
OJ
it,
and champagne.
but another 5.
That's where I'm at. It's a 5. Out of sour beers, I could see myself drinking this again, but not a 6-pack.
So how many sex toys do you own?
How many sex toys do you own?
I'm ready to be sitting in your living room and be thinking about your answer to this question. Somewhere in this house,
I'm going to regret this.
12 sex toys are hidden.
I'm going to regret this. Does the wife count?
I'm going to leave that up to you. To each their own, sir.
2.
I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that that's where you're leaving it.
I'm
Is
leaving
the
it
number?
there. I'm leaving it there.
Okay. Really, man? I'm not counting the wife. And I'm not counting the wife because...
I'm not counting the wife.
As a younger lover, I thought sex toys added a lot to, your relationship, and they were fun to use, and they showed that you weren't this person who's scared of sex toys, because I'm not. And I like that they can enhance the experience, but I used to buy a bunch of them, right? But the ones I own for myself, I can only think of one.
Okay.
And I almost never use it, so I don't even know if that should count. Probably something that should have been thrown away by now, but it's still here.
I went to it as a couple type question.
Okay.
Not a single type question.
I'm glad to know that.
But
now I know.
That's probably too much information. Cherry wheat.
I'm thinking, I'm thinking a butt plug and a sleeve. Cherry wheat!
Sam Adams cherry wheat.
So I'm not going to lie. I've actually been waiting on this for a very long time.
Okay.
Because not since way back in the day when we shared a place together.
Mm-hmm.
What's that been now? Almost 15 years? It's coming up.
13.
Yeah, it's been a
14.
minute. I was encouraged.
13 or 14.
I was encouraged to try this. Told that this was one of a friend's favorite beers.
Okay. So, my problem with Sam Adams is I like a lot of their seasonals, but I don't like their flagship Boston Lager. So, that's just me.
Give me that shit on draft when I'm out. Oh, it's going to be a good night. I remember not liking it, if it makes you feel better. And I remember thinking this tasted really good at first, and then immediately thinking I couldn't drink a bunch of it.
So before we get started in drinking, do you like to dance? That's our question.
Do you want to dance with me,
Do you
sir?
like to dance?
Or is that the question?
I'll dance with this beer.
Maybe it's just so many years of smelling cherry and things. This smells artificial to me.
Okay.
Something about it.
It still smells cherry, though.
It also seems super light for something from Sam Adams.
This is brewed with Michigan cherries.
All right.
I don't know what types of cherries are out there, but this is Michigan cherries. You've said in the past that wheat beers are not your alley.
Correct.
Or not your tops of beers.
This is a very basic wheat beer as a base. I don't mind the cherry flavor. It does still feel artificial to me, having tried it. But, not my favorite thing. I don't hate it like I thought I did. I'm just not going to take too much away from it.
Okay.
Hey, let me keep drinking it.
If I bought a Sam Adams variety pack and this had cherry wheat in it, I wouldn't be turned off.
Yeah, exactly. You get through one, right?
I would get it. I would drink it along with the others. But...
And if you were,
I wouldn't buy... I mean, it's a 4. It's forgettable.
Okay. If I was out with someone and they were drinking a bunch of this and you end up making out with that person, you're going to get a nice artificial cherry flavor from it. So
okay.
I don't want to hold too much against it, but I don't understand this beer. And I'll tell you why. It's because it does not feel like it came from Sam Adams. The base beer here is not a Sam Adams beer.
Yeah. Sam Adams has a lot of flavor, a lot of body.
Yeah.
And this one's very light, very... I wouldn't even say smooth. It's one of their most watered down beers almost.
Yeah. Maybe they were looking for something for people who don't enjoy their flagship beer.
Okay.
And they thought, well, someone who likes a light beer anyway is going to appreciate cherry flavor on top of something.
Okay.
It's just, it's Keystone with cherry flavor in it.
That's a good comparison. I like it. Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, everyone in the world who likes Keystone's
going to buy cherry wheat. Now, is cherry wheat a seasonal beer? Can you only get it in a seasonal pack? I don't remember.
I think they sell this all the time.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure this is one of the few that continually gets sold. You see it come and go from certain parts of the countries, but I'm pretty sure they distribute it all year long.
All year round. Okay.
I'm actually going to go with a 5 because I like it better than just a plain Keystone. The artificial flavor, artificial tasting though it may be, and I get tired of it, I enjoy it as a result of the cherry.
Okay. Moving on, do you like to dance?
Totally not thought about this question. I love to dance.
Okay.
I suck at dancing, but I love to dance.
I'm torn.
All right, Natalie and Brulio, expound upon your...
I like to dance in private, and I don't do it often. But I could dance in private. I don't want to dance in front of other people.
Okay. I can tell you've been drinking because you looked me directly in the eyes as you said that. Like, I need to connect with you right now. I love to dance in private, bro.
With my wife, not with Shane.
Oh, I was thinking of you dancing alone for some reason.
Oh, no, not alone.
It's a...
That's just weird.
Sometimes you do it out of necessity.
That's some lotion on the skin type weird.
Okay. I promise
Let's move on.
I'm not tucking in the mirror if it makes you feel better. Oh, God almighty. This one is another Unibroue.
Okay.
Not eyebrows that connect in the center of your forehead, but the brewery. And this one's the Blanche de Chambly, a Belgian-style white ale. It's ale brewed with coriander and orange peel. What could go wrong?
Coriander beers I kind of like.
Coriander's slept on. I don't know what it is about that brewery. I'm constantly scared I'm going to taste ash.
Huh.
It smells good.
Before we get started on that, the question again is, what's your favorite kind of party?
That solo dancing party, fam.
It's the party in your pants.
I put on my fucking robe. I don't close it, and I just tuck in the mirror.
Oh, God. So, Unibroue.
I don't think you get enough alone time, Toby. That's what I'm understanding.
Blanche de Chambly, the white lager.
I can tell it's Belgian. It's Belgian, right?
Yeah.
It smells so good. Please let this taste okay.
Alrighty. You get the white lager in the beginning. It's similar to some cervezas where it's a little citrusy.
Mm-hmm.
But then the aftertaste is very spiced. Not spicy, but spiced. and that's the coriander coming through.
Yep.
Which coriander does have a spice more after you swallow than on the tongue.
It sits and subtly presents, and it pairs nicely with the barley or the malt or whatever it is that's in a beer. It's like Christmas bread. I don't know.
So
there's no such thing. But
my statement was, I feel like it should be set in front of a Christmas tree right now. So the smell you get from having a real Christmas tree in your home,
like a light pine or something, evergreen.
Yeah, that's the taste I get.
Yeah. It was off-putting in the very beginning because the citrus came through. I almost shouted my agreement with you because it felt sour at first, and that citrus was punching.
Okay.
But now, Belgian Christmas tree beer.
Yeah.
And I can't knock it too much. It doesn't have a heavy mouthfeel.
It could be filling, though.
It
because
feels
of
like
the spice.
More for the carbonation for me. And I'm pretty sure these are all unfiltered. Bottle fermented. Yep.
If it was colder, we're not quite mid-September right now. If it was colder, if it was more December, January, I could see drinking some of this.
I could too. If there was a six pack around,
I could have it in the fridge.
Yeah.
I could put this up there at a 7.
I'm in complete agreement with you again. I don't want to go higher just because of that first punch of citrus.
The initial, yeah.
If you're one of those people who taste something once and then you're done, this isn't going to rank very high for you. And it's also not heavy bodied the way you would expect this to be.
Right.
For something that is pretty unfiltered, it feels like it should have more weight. It can be filling. I'm not disagreeing, but it's really not bad at all, man.
I think a lot of people think of winter beers as your stouts, your droughts, stuff like that. But the coriander really settles into light beers to make it a good winter beer.
Orange can be good for that purpose too.
Yes.
But the citrus here was more like lemon or lime or something. And I don't taste it now. I just tasted it at the very front. Very strange. Maybe you just get used to it. I don't know.
And this one's 5%. It's a decent beer. Good lineup tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. Anyway, our question
is, what's your favorite kind of party?
Have you been thinking about this?
A little bit. I like a good, laid-back, easygoing type party. Not much expected out of anybody.
Okay.
Decent food. You know, simple to where you're not overwhelmed of who you have to communicate with.
You just want to chill.
Yeah.
And drink.
Pretty much. I love drinking. But some parties can get overwhelming. So I like a chill, laid back.
Yeah, you never want to show up to a party and someone's like, hey, you got to do this. Or even before coming in the door, like, hey, make sure you did this. That bothers me.
Okay.
I think a dress code is okay. Right?
Yeah, like a themed type party is okay.
So long as once you get in the door, it's not like, all right, do jumping jacks for 10 minutes, right?
Even events are okay. Certain type of events in the party are okay. But I don't want to go to a house party, I guess, is more along the lines rather than a company party.
Okay.
Where you're expected to
make
yourself involved with acquaintances rather than friends.
Okay.
So that's.
I'm pretty torn here. I like video game parties. I know we've talked about that a lot.
Okay.
I like we're going to play 8-player multi-screen video games as a crowd sort of thing. And I like Guitar Hero and all that sort
Right.
of crap. But to be perfectly honest, my favorite party experiences are those highball drinking parties for 2 reasons. One, we're drinking highball drinks. We are mixing fantastic drinks all night long.
Right.
We're dressed nice. We're feeling good. It's very low key. The lighting is perfect. And we're listening to just chill lounge music most of the time. Unless I get really drunk, in which case we are listening to bluegrass. Apologies. But that's what I love.
Okay.
It's just really hard to not enjoy that party so much that it ends really fast.
But it's still along the lines of a house type party.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Not a huge company picnic type.
Yeah,
party.
Company parties, there's only like so many bottles of $200 Pinot Noir that your boss is going to order, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to get totally fucked up at one of those parties.
Yeah.
If you do, you don't care about your job. So I can see why we get along.
All right, let's keep the conversation going in the comments, and we'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Another round at
The Banter Bar.
I'm Toby. This is
Shane.
y'all have a good night. Peace.
I'll just leave you a little sip in case you want to go back.
I appreciate the sip. I think I could drink quite a bit of this.
I just want to see how it feels in my mouth.
I guess we'll see you next time.
On the Banter Bar.
That was silly. That was really silly. I'm a silly goose. Of all the gooses in the world, I might be the silliest, apart from you, good sir. So what would you finish?
Tonight, I'm going between these two. That one was great.
The Chambly really
But
got
I'm
you.
going through these two.
This one is a sneaky little Susan over here.
I know.
Unibroue is a sneaky Susan in general.
Yeah.
She's coming for us, man. You think
Which
you
one
hate
would
her, but because she got one smoky
I
beer
feel
out
like
there.
I feel like you want more of this, the way you're talking.
What if I mix them? What if I mix them, bro?
Ooh, that seems
Dangerous.
that seems rough.
That seems reckless. You got 2 good beers. Let's mix them just for shits and giggles. Says the person who was just looking for black and tan.
If you're doing it, I have to do it. I don't have to, but I'm going to.
This is the problem in life. You take 2 good things, or 2 great things, and you think, I'm going to put them together, and it's going to be
And
great.
it's going to be horrible.
It's not always great,
You
man.
pressured me into this. Peer pressure.
I am not mad at that.
What did we just do?
This is
Dude, that's amazing. But we might be drunk.
let's put them together. This is Killian's Sneaky Susan. And it's
Sneaky
fantastic, man.
What would you rate that?
Solid 9. Maybe I'm just intoxicated.
I'd go at least a 7. I don't know that. I'd go 9. But that's different.
Yeah. Maybe we should turn this off now.